Hi, I'm back with part 3 of my pocket making, ephemera making videos. I got very confused before trying to do this on the video straight away, so it was a bit hard for me. So I've just gone on and had to think about it and tied it up. Well, not really tied it up, but sort of tried to find things. I just wanted to show you what I did with this journaling card. I stitched this little scrappy piece of trim on the top, which I really love, and then on the back I just put that just for a little point of interest. Anyway, if anyone wants to put a picture on there, they can cover it, or if you want to write, I think that's really lovely. And then I finished off this one here. I was going to put the lace up there, and then I didn't like it, and I put it down here in the corner. And I like things to be off balance, as I mentioned before. I glued that bit of lace on with some PVA, a little bit of cartapaglia, and just some regular grid paper. And then this is a piece of antique fabric that I have, and I just stitched that across the top. I think that's really pretty, and then that's a great spot for writing or putting a photo. And now I was going to do a couple of pockets, but I had to sort of think about it before because it's all too much for me to do it straight onto the video. I found one of the images I was looking for to do a little tag. I love these little, printing these little birds and things, but the only thing is, this is a note to self, I've put the face there right where I would put the hole, so I think I might have to stitch a little bit of trim there or something, and so I don't cover up his face, the poor little birdie. So that's what I like to do with those small ones. And I'm just going to work on some pockets. So I'm thinking here, my whole process is that I sort of lay them out as I go and see how it's working. I quite like that one, so I think I'll go ahead and glue those down. And I was thinking another pocket would be nice with this flower, and I'll cut it out. This was the Mrs. Cog image, and I'll cut it out. I think it will fit nicely there. So another hint, when I was putting the bird on, another hint is if you had to position something that I can see that this will work if I just line it up like that. But if I weren't sure, if I hold it up, you can kind of, I don't know if you can see here, I can kind of see where the image is, and so I could line it up because I can see with the light the image. So I'll make that one. And then I thought I might combine, this is a long pocket, I thought I might combine some antique fabric, this gorgeous New York Public Library image, a piece of blue, sort of blue paper from, it's from Adimay's paper, and then I'm going to put a little strip of this on this pocket. And when you're making the pockets, you really don't need, I'm going to stitch around the image, and I'm also going to stitch all the way around the border. And when I put this into the book, I'll just put a little line of PVA glue to glue it into the journal. But you don't need to worry about having stitching on the back, obviously, because it's not a tag. So you don't have to worry about that. And then I've got another pocket I've prepared, and I just like doing this little collagey sort of bit like this. I think I'm going to put that image in there. I think there was a New York Public Library image as well. And a little bit of Adimay's paper, a little bit from one of my old books, and then just some grid paper. So that's going to be another pocket. And then I found I had this scrap of Adimay's paper, and I'm thinking, or I'm going to put it on a long pocket, just totally cover it. And I'm wondering whether to use that part. Maybe this would be, maybe I'll use that part for the pocket, which I think would be really gorgeous. And then that part, because it's quite light, you could easily write over that. So maybe I would put that on a tag. I'll see if I've got a tag the right size. And I think I'll put it on a tag. I think here's a tag. I wonder if that will fit. Let's see. It does. They both fit. So that's going to go on a tag and a pocket. I think that's really gorgeous. And maybe we could put something on there. So let's have a look. So I might start with this one. The first thing I'm going to do is glue down my image, and I'm going to use, I think I'm just going to use this glue because I'm going to stitch around it. when it's dry, or almost dry. My poor sewing machine, seriously. It has no, I have treated with no respect, the poor thing. So, okay, so that's that. And then to stick down the trim, or I use a Paytex glue, or I use, but I think the PVA glue will be fine for that. Or maybe I'll use the Paytex one. I'll just have to lean over and get it. I'll go, oops, bit of a disaster today. Very disorganized, I think. There we go. Get my glue over here. And I think this Paytex glue, I think it's a little bit like the E6000. It smells the same, that I use when I do, sometimes I make embroidered earrings and I glue them onto the metal cabochon. And, oh, I've got glue everywhere. It's awful stuff. It really stinks. It's like you can't use it for too long in a closed environment because you get a headache. Oh my goodness, I've got glue everywhere now. Just wipe my, there we go. Let's see if I can get this to, oh, see. It's awful stuff. Okay, let's see, put some under there. Put some glue under there. But it's seriously good for gluing down fabrics and trims and stuff. So normally when I do my covers and I'm putting some lace on my book, I'll use spray adhesive first, just so it stays down, and then I'll go and run this Paytex all-purpose sort of glue around the edges of the lace, so that way it totally sticks down. It's really good, really, really good. Okay, so I should go faster now. This will be a faster video because I've already organized myself, because it was all too much for me. So with my process, what I do is I choose the image I want to use. You probably will have noticed this. I choose what I would like to use, definitely, and then I start pulling little bits and pieces out and seeing what I feel like will go well with it. So that's what I did with this one. And so I'll do my stitching in a minute when it dries. Now let's do this one. So I'm going to have to use this stinky glue again. So I'll just put some on the back of the fabric. Try not to squeeze out too much, because otherwise you can kind of see it. Sometimes I squeeze out too much, but this fabric is quite thick, so hopefully that's enough. Okay, and I'll just glue it on. Got to go and cook dinner. My husband will be home soon. He's gone out to play music with his friend. Okay, now I'll get my PVA glue for this one, because this is the better paper, and so I think it needs a heavier glue. And I'm just going to put it on randomly because I am going to stitch around that. Okay, doesn't have to be perfect. Put it there. Don't want to cover too much of the fabric up. I've got dirty fingers now from the glue. Oh, and another thing I would like to say is, when I'm gluing down with, especially with the PVA glue, I like to go, I rub it down from the center out. So whatever clumps of glue you've got around here, you're pushing it out to the edges, which is not so important in this case because we're going to stitch around it. But if you weren't going to, you want to make sure you get all the glue out to your edges. So you need to push outwards. This one I'm going to use PVA with this one too, because it's the heavier paper. Okay. And I'm hoping to do some more sewing next week. I'm really far behind with my block of the month, and I know that some of my followers are waiting to see some embroidery on the first block, and I have to really get started on the others. I'm heading to Australia on the 30th of May, and I'll be gone for 5 weeks, so I really have a lot to do before I go. I'm not going to close my shop. I have to number everything, so my husband's going to send out any orders, and he'll be a bit slow, but he needs to have everything clear, otherwise he'll get confused. And so he's going to prepare all the parcels, but I need to leave everything organized for him. And let's glue down this simple little tag, because I thought with this tag it's plain on the back, but also it's on the front like this, so anyone could attach a little embellishment on the front, or otherwise even write on the front, because I've put these papers as well. This is from that gorgeous Latin book. I didn't want to cover up all the writing because I like it so much. And here I'm going to use PVA because this is the heavier paper. And sometimes what I found, when you're using like antique book pages, it's probably best not to use the roll-on double-sided tapes, because they're very fragile, and I find that they rip. They don't like it. So it's always better to use, if you can, the glue stick, because they're quite fragile and you don't want to use a really wet glue. Okay, so that one's done. That's going to get a little bit of stitching and it'll be more interesting. But it's nice to have some simple tags as well, and not all totally embellished tags. And I think I only put, this was a thinner paper, I only put 3. Yes, so it's a thinner quality sort of tag. Okay, what else did I prepare to glue? This one. Oh, I really like this one. So, always remembering, I'm going to just remove the top 2 because I can glue the bottom 2 fairly easily without any problem, without having to remove them. Okay, so put that one here, thereabouts, and this one. It's interesting how when you tear up a paper, like an Artie Mays paper, a journal page, and you just use a little bit, it's almost unrecognizable. Looks totally different when you're using just a little piece. So you can see it here. I really do apologize for my bad videoing today. It's just because I've got 2 growth charts to make and this journal to finish, and then I need to start preparing myself for going away, because I have a few things to make up. I need to restock my store and make some gifts and that sort of thing, and I even thought I might like to try and do some videos that I can just upload throughout May, because I'll be gone, oh no, not May, sorry, June, because I'll be gone until I get back on the 6th of July, and that way the channel can keep on going. I can do some videos in Australia, but I don't know what I'll be doing there. Okay, I think that's, I put it down a bit lower, but it doesn't matter. And then the last one in this video I'm going to do is this one, I think. Oh, I had that one too. Let's see. My page is getting a little bit sticky, so I might have to move over here. I am going to stitch around this, so let's just put this amount of glue on, and then I need to turn this over, and I know I need to put it there, like so, and then I'll trim it, trim the white off. I'll use these little scissors, they might be better. Trimmed. Okay. And it doesn't really matter that you can see the white because it's a pocket. Okay, that's going to be stitched. Very pretty. And did I have any? Oh, that one has to be stitched. And anything else am I going to make now, or am I going to sign off for today? Will that be it? I think I'll do the other type of pockets tomorrow. Oh, those two Artimaze ones. Let's get those done. Might as well. So let's glue our pocket, which we're going to stitch around so we don't have to be too fussy. We just want to hold it in place. And what I'm going to do is, I can see my dragonfly. He's there. And I want to catch him. So I think I'll be okay if I put it there like that. And then I'm also going to, before I cut it out, I think I'll cut that off first. It's probably better. Be able to manage it better. Okay, so that one is done. Let's cut around it. Hoping everything is good on the other side. I didn't even look. As I said, I work in a very willy-nilly manner. Oh, yes, it's good. Like that. And then we'll glue the other one. I think I like this side more, so I think I'll cover up that side. And sorry, I'm off the screen again. Oh, it's just a disaster. And then we'll just, oh, why am I positioning it like that? I need to take this and position it like that. I think that's better. I think I'll just put it in the middle like that. Push it down. It's a bit crooked, but I don't think the pattern has a verse really. And I'm just going to cut it. My iPad will probably run out of memory in a minute. I'm so slow today. Okay, let's get stitching, and then I'll be done for the day. That'll have to be it, I think. It's a very plain one, isn't it? It's not like me to be not putting too many things on there. I wonder, oh, I wonder if do we like that? I don't know. I wonder. I wonder about that. Might have to call Lulu in. Sometimes I call Lulu in. She comes in to advise me. I wonder if that was smaller, I'd really like that on there. Ooh, boy, would I like that. I like that too. Yeah, I think this one's going to be a little bit more embellished. Nothing simple here. No. See what I mean? Like one idea, then something else, then something else. That's so pretty. I could cut that one down. Yep, that might be it. So I'm just going to cut my trim. I think I would I don't want it to hang down too much. I don't know why, I just prefer not to. I'm going to trim that off. That can be used somewhere else. Don't throw that out. And I'm going to put a hole. I think I'll use this glue because that other glue drove me bananas. Put this here. Like so. Then get my trim. Half the time things just happen by accident. And then I think I might just go to the floor here because I've got such a mess on my table. Just going to trim down my image a little bit. I always think I can do it by hand and then I go really crooked. So let's just trim this. Let's see if that's the right size. No, I'm going to cut that bottom bit off a bit more. It's crooked. Okay. Oh my goodness, it moved. Let me just try to straighten it. That's better. And I think I'm going to put that on there. Yes, I like that. So I think I'll have to use PVA for this one because I've got it. I need it to stick to the. I need it to stick to the lace. can hear my mum's words in my head. Less is more. And here I am putting on more. Sometimes more is more. Okay, I think I like that. And I'm going to stitch around it too. I think I'll just let that one dry. Okay, so this is going to be it for today, because I'll show you the stitching. Turn my camera up, bring my machine over. I'll do my stitching and then we're done, because I think that's enough. So I'll start over here. One day my sewing machine's going to pack it in. Okay, and then as I mentioned, I'm not even going to take it out. I'm going to go and stitch the next thing. I'll cut him off now, otherwise he'll annoy me. Lots of things annoy me. Okay, so that one's done. There's a pocket, and that will just be glued down there. My fingers are all dirty. Down there, and then you've got the little pocket on that side. And there's a little tag, and I have to fix him. I don't know how I'm going to fix him. And here we go with my pretty rose pocket. It's getting dark, and it's time to cook dinner. Okay, that's that pocket. Now with this pocket, I'm going to stitch around here, and I'm going to stitch around the edge. So always do this part first before you stitch. Otherwise you'll have, if you chomp that out afterwards, you'll have a little piece without stitching. And I think that would look funny. And as I mentioned before, you can use different coloured threads, obviously. I think that if you're making a journal and you've started off with one colour thread stitching, it's probably better to do all your, like if you stitched your image on the front with one colour, then all your ephemera should follow through with a similar colour. Okay, nearly there. So this is the boring bit. Now this is kind of annoying, this part to do, so you just have to go very slowly, because I always go a little bit wonky. Just do the best you can. This one I'm just going to go around the edge, start at the top. And it's just going to have a hole punch and some baker's twine. Okay. So that's that pocket there. Trim that off now. Okay. Oh no, my husband's here. Okay, well, I might have to sign off. So here I'm going to stitch around here and around the edge. Here I'm going to stitch around here and then around the edge. And then here I'm going to stitch around here and then all around the edge. Okay, I'm going to have to sign off now because I haven't cooked dinner and I'm going to be in trouble, so I better head off. Bye.